Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm the Fanatic. I know it's been a while, but today I am back. I'm real sorry about that 3-month hiatus, but today we have to talk about something much more important than me. In fact, we're talking about something I've made 3 videos about now in the past year or two. And that is this man named Victor Wembanyama. If you watch basketball, or you listen to basketball, or you're anywhere near a basketball, or hell, if you've played basketball one time in your life, that one time in high school that we don't talk about, where you played a pickup game and lost 21-0. Now, Victor Wembanyama, you know him. What you might not know is, well, nothing, because there's nothing we don't know about this kid except for his weaknesses, because we can't seem to find any. Because Victor Wembanyama is quite possibly the single greatest prospect the world has ever seen, and on top of that, if you did not have enough reason to hate this man already, he is a 7'4", Rudy Gobert level height. He's got a Donovan Mitchell level wingspan with how much longer. You know what? I take that back. He's got a Mohamed Bamba. He's got a Mo Bamba level wingspan. And if that wasn't enough, he's taller than Mo Bamba. His wingspan is longer than Mo Bamba. And if that wasn't enough for you, his footwork is on par with that of Hakeem Olajuwon. If that, you thought I was done. No, because he also has the shooting ability of Kevin Durant. Oh, but that wasn't enough for you? Okay. Let's keep it going. He has the finishing ability of... You know what? Let's go with a prime Blake Griffin, because we're throwing out so many big, high-level names for no reason at all. You know what? Fuck it. Might as well call him the Michael Jordan that's 7 foot tall. This man has such an incredibly ridiculous amount of hype built around him, which, I'll admit, I did kind of lean into, and I continue to lean into, because I full-heartedly believe that this is quite possibly the single greatest basketball prospect we not only have ever seen, but will ever see. Where was I going with this? Oh, yes, I got it. The point is that Victor Wembanyama is good. He is more than good. He is so good that he has convinced even the idiots at ESPN that this man could not only be the future of the NBA as a teenager, mind you, because this man is coming in at the age of 19 years old, if you are not aware of that. But he has such a ridiculous amount of tools. But that brings me to my one problem with him. We've gotten to the point with Victor Wembanyama where there's nothing left to talk about for him. Because we keep repeating the same things over and over again, and we've done so for the last 3 years. And as I look back throughout our history, or the history of the NBA, I see a lot of guys that we've done similarly to the way we're doing Victor Wembanyama, where we place these unreal expectations on them. Well, not even unreal, but we see these guys that look alien, unhuman, like they could not be natural. And we place these terrible, we make these terrible predictions based off of that. Guys like Andrew Wiggins, who we're calling Michael Jordan. I don't care if he's a one-time All-Star and a champion, and no matter what world you live in, Andrew Wiggins is not Michael Jordan. Guys like Imani Bates, who went from an undisputed number 1 pick to a 3-star athlete. Yeah, that happened. On top of that, we look at guys like Kwame Brown, who was, admittedly, kind of destroyed by Michael Jordan, but the reasons for that are also stacking on top of this. See, we routinely have seen throughout our draft history that almost every time we place these unreal expectations on players, they don't pan out. And the reasons they don't pan out don't really have anything to do with their ability to play basketball, so much as they collapse under the pressure. That's one of the reasons why, in addition to pre-draft workouts, we have pre-draft interviews, because we need to know that these guys are mentally prepared for the pressure it takes to take a championship-winning shot. Now, that brings me to Victor Wembanyama. This kid is fantastic. There is no denying that. But my question is, can Victor Wembanyama handle the pressure of being expected to be one of the greatest players of all time off the bat? We saw with Zion Williamson, after he got injured, everyone forgot about him. Are you forgetting that this was the man you were heralding as the next LeBron James? Are you forgetting that you were calling this man the best draft prospect you've seen since Anthony Davis? Hell, I still stand by those takes. But. It all brings us down to one thing. Every time that we place this pressure, we forget so quickly. Look at what happened to Andrew Wiggins, his third year in Minnesota. Everyone gave up on him. Now, we all saw what Andrew Wiggins did last year. He's clearly still has something left in the tank. So why are we so quick to judge these players? If we really believe that these players are going to be ready for the NBA at 18-19, which given how much we've improved our training systems over the past 20 years, if we really, fully, wholeheartedly believe that these guys could be this good, then why make a comparison at all? What is the point? Why do we need to tell people that Victor Wembanyama will be like Mike? But don't we already know? Don't NBA scouts and execs already know? Haven't they already done their due diligence, their scouting reports? They know so much more than we do as average fans. So what good is it to hype up all of these players and put all of this pressure on them, only to watch them crumble and fall? And then, even when they don't, we forget that we believe them to be this good. We forget just how good they are because we found a new kid. We found a new kid to place all of our hope in. Like what we did with Zion. When Zion got injured, you know who we turned to? We turned to Ja Morant. And now people are claiming that Ja Morant is an MVP caliber player. Granted, he had an MVP caliber season last year if he was living in the 2000s. But this brings us back to our problem. We all forgot that Zion Williamson is an all-NBA caliber player too. We all forgot that he can put up the same kinds of numbers that Ja can. And he's not the only one. We look at Ben Simmons. Granted, these last few years with Ben Simmons, but if you look at the start of Ben Simmons' career, he was young, he was hungry, he was putting in an effort. But then he got injured, and we forgot that Ben Simmons was so hyped up. And you know who we turned to? We turned to Donovan Mitchell. Yes, Donovan Mitchell as our replacement for Ben Simmons. We have such incredibly bad takes on the regular. And even when we watch ourselves be wrong, our solution is to turn to someone else and give them even more unrealistic expectations. The fact is, I believe Victor Wembanyama will be one of the greatest players of all time. But, do I believe he is a perfect player? No. Do I believe anyone is a perfect player? No. Some would argue that LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. I can point out plenty of flaws in LeBron's game. I can point out how I can point to the final series where Ray Allen had to bail him out because he missed a game-winning shot. I can point to his three-point shooting in general, which has been, at times, terrible in his career. But most importantly, if not even the great LeBron James can be a perfect player, then why do we believe that Victor Wembanyama can? It's not anything bad about Victor. It's not saying anything about Victor that he's not perfect. All it says is that this is a mortal. This is a man. He is not some god. He is a man. And he has a limit to his capability. Granted, his ceiling may be higher than others, but at the end of the day, if we expect him to be this god, then we'll be severely disappointed. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.